And on we go on the path. It leads from Nirvana to Nirvana, from God to God, from the divine to the divine. And the Book of Light teaches us other state of beings after death. Now, after an astral time of cleansing, so-called hellfire, if people were very attached to emotional and physical things, after being detached from that, you go to paradise, higher realm, to assimilate your earthly experience and to, so to speak, change them. It's an alchemistic process, a spiritual alchemy. See? To transform them to abilities, powers that you then will find in your next life as be born with. Now, the life in Devachan, after death life, heaven, Devachan. Deva, angel, Chan, abode. Abode of the angels. It's a wonderful time of recluse and of rest. See? From that earthly experience. And every being has the right, once he has laid off his physical burden, has the right of a period of complete rest and of complete peace and happiness. This is seen or decided for him by divine law. And there that being will be without memory of any pain that he had in the past life. Because that is burned out after death on the corresponding astral planes. See? But when the divine spark then rests, it has lost all the memory. Now why does it return? What is reincarnation? It's the skanta. It's the permanent atom, where all our good actions and bad actions are, so to speak, contained. In essence, that pulls you back. The skandhas. And you can't escape that law. So you better do now as much good and as much positive thinking as you can. This happiness, this after death happiness, is between two incarnations always. In a surrounding that you have created yourself by your own actions, good actions, when you helped others. And in community with people that you have really loved in your earthly life. But without the memory of negative. You see what I mean? And in long times of happiness and spiritual pleasure, all your dreams are fulfilled. If you had any of those of spiritual love, true love. And so when the moment of death ensues, or, this is a very, very spiritual experience, actually. People don't understand that. First of all, concentrate on your third eye. That's where you leave the body, not where your soul leaves you. Who thinks such a nonsense? Well, when my soul leaves me, then I leave there in the grave. Who teaches such a nonsense? I hear it everywhere in the marketplace. You are a soul that has a body, not vice versa. Now, when that moment comes and you die, you see all your past life, whatever you had in your past life. No, let me correct that. Maybe that too, but you see all the events of your life. My stepfather was a bomber pilot in war. He fell from the plane over the ocean, the Aegeus, and he had a dead co-pilot with him. He didn't know that he was dead already. And the parachute didn't open correctly. So he crashed on the water and broke all his bones, smashed all his bones. And he said, you know what, Leno, I don't believe in this esoteric stuff. And so, sorry, but you do your thing, I don't mind. Okay, I said, okay. But, he said, when I fell from that plane about 200 meters, I saw my past life, or I saw my life, my life. Oh, really? I said, what did you see of it? And he came close to me, he said, each second of it, from birth until now. See? This is what we talk about, those planes of awareness where everything is stored in Akasha. And this is important at the moment of death, or when the person thinks the moment of death happens, to see your life that you had, to oversee it, and to understand the justice of your suffering. Now, persons who are very high evolved, they can see, and that is why I said in the beginning, you see your past lives. They can see many lives. And they understand the law of karma in its whole majestic universality. And they agree, okay, I was a ruler of a whole nation, and because I was corrupt, I was evil, I was that, and next time I will be born in a leper camp, and my fingers will fall off, and I will reap what I sow. Okay. Possible. It's possible that such a thing happens. Don't be blinded too much by a superstar, by this or that. He can be born in next life in a pile of shit, which we don't want to wish. So, when you wake up from heavenly life after death, you begin to descend into a new impregnated womb. Now, how that happens, we will talk in detail about it. For now, you climb down the ladder of skandhas, of permanent atoms. Permanent atoms, skandhas. It pulls you down with or without your wish into your next incarnation. Because you were sowing those skandhas. And now you reap them. It's okay. Now there are beings, dear friend, as I mentioned already, they are maybe enlightened or they are spiritually advanced. And they will have the choice, more or less, for their new incarnation. So they can, as I already mentioned, they can decide, they can even decide, with the help of devas and angels, the next incarnation. And to enhance it, to speed it up, even under, or especially under difficult circumstances. For instance, in a leper camp. Yes. Book of Light shows the development of animals of our planet. That was essential our evolution. See, this is anthropogenesis. It shows that animals are our younger brothers and sisters. And they are not soulless beings that we can torture and eat, I may add. Yeah. Okay. And the Book of Light, as we will see, teaches something scandalous or never heard. Animal derives from man. All animals derive from man. The apes too. How could I say that when I just said, well, it is also our evolution too, and we went also through the state of animals. We will talk about that. For now, just that much here on Earth, when it was still etheric and not so physically dense, Man was an etheric being, protoplasmic later, and the shed of substance of man turned into the animals of today, guided by the monads, by the divine spirits. Now, we have occult chemistry and physics. They are in the Book of Light. And many things taught in the Book of Light are now more and more confirmed by orthodox science, especially that man, or that ape, derives from man. Ape derives from man, dear friends. Now let's see. Development of life. We show that nature is very fructive, or it has great possibilities. And seemingly, it sort of sheds the forms as if with no direction, with no, constantly everything is dying, constantly everything is changing. But this is the way of nature. Nature never misuses or wastes energy. It provides the divine spark with constantly new forms or sheaths or vahans or upadis. And when the divine spark has learned in such a form, see, when you have clothes, you don't wear them 10 years or without changing them, without washing them. See, that's what nature does. It provides us constantly with new clothes. And it cleanses us by death and reincarnation from the old and provides us with the new. Now, is it possible to reincarnate into an animal? No. Big no. See, this is, unfortunately, all of India almost misuses the teaching of karma and reincarnation to tell those poor people, see, that's your karma. You are from the pariah caste. That's your karma. Outlive it and be quiet. That's how they still keep the masses into control. You see what such a law, such a teaching, if misunderstood or misused, can do. But it will hurt back. It will hurt back. Because fact is that it's also the karma of those who don't suffer to help those who suffer. Otherwise it makes no sense and it would be unjust. So there is, though, a possibility, a moment, dear friends,